Now, I know I've already mentioned this in a few videos, but it's kind of a big deal. What exactly is Radiator Springs Race and Rescue? And how does it tie into Radiator Springs Rally Race 200? I mean, clearly there is a connection. They're all being released on the same style packaging. The logos are very similar, but the RR just stands for two different things. I don't know. I need a book. I need some sort of context to put this all into perspective and have it make just some sense, especially when we're getting a Lightning McQueen in both branches of the series. Here is your Rally Race Lightning McQueen, and today we are reviewing the Race and Rescue Lightning McQueen, the Fire Rescue Lightning McQueen, the Fire Captain Lightning McQueen, the Fire Police Car Lightning McQueen. I mean, I don't really know the official name for him. They just call him Lightning McQueen here on the packaging, and obviously the rest of it just features the new explosion fiery background, which I really do like, by the way. There are just so many questions when it comes to this new expanded universe series because we have no media to go along with it. Not even an excerpt on the back of the package like we've gotten sometimes in the past, whether it be Thomasville, Ice Racer, Carnival Racer, XRS, etc. So, I don't know. I just really would love to have at least a picture book with a couple pieces of text in it to rationalize how this all fits together. We'll talk a little bit more about it in other videos. We'll talk more probably later on in this video, but I really do want to focus on the diecast today, and that is what I'm going to just call Race and Rescue Lightning McQueen. So they took the Cars 3 artwork for him and repurposed it into this new design, this new paint job. I think it looks really good. I've said this before. Some of these, in my opinion, don't look so good. Like Sarge here, for example. I think McQueen is one of the better ones. He came out of 2025 Singles Case V, which I just unboxed the other day. I'll leave the link for that in the description below. Chick Hicks was a part of that case and is one of the best, if not may end up being the best, of this entire Expand Universe series. And Mater, who currently is the rarest because he is one per case, but there will be more of him in future cases, so he likely will not end up as rare as he is right now, which is kind of bonkers. It's like Racing Red vibes, Mater, if you guys remember how rare he was from 2021. But point being here, you got the new logo up top, which looks really good. I've said in the past, the RR being the two halves of the Radiator Cap Mountain, but Stanley definitely has its ties to that, so that's why Stanley's on the brain. I love that. Really creative, and the fact that it also doubles as Rally Race is cool. I just, again, need to see how it all meshes. New for 2025, we know that. On the back, you get the logo again. Chick and Mater, who I just showed you guys in this case. And then Sarge here, who is going to be in the next case. Love that fire extinguisher. Don't love the decals as much. And yeah, I mean, I think it's off to a pretty good start. You probably chose three of the best ones you could to debut this Expand Universe line. And hey, I mean, that's all you could ask for, is to have a good first impression, have a strong start. Like, for example, maybe if you released McQueen, Sarge, and Sally to begin, people would maybe get McQueen but pass on the other two. But starting off with three really strong candidates encourages people to buy all three of them. And then, hey, once you have three of them, you might as well start collecting them all. I mean, there's only going to be like, I think, 13? Let's try and count it out, guys. McQueen, Mater, Chick, Sarge. So that's 4. Okay. And then the next case along with Sarge has Red and Jackson Storm. Of course, we know Cruz Ramirez, the other version of Lightning McQueen. Then you got the obscure ones like Kathy Copter and Morgan Martins and Adam Roadriguez. So that's 11. You get Cal Weathers, Jeff Gorvette, and Danny Swervez in the Rally Race subset of the line. You get Sally, Luigi and Guido, who we're just going to count as 1. Sheriff. So we're at 17. I feel like I'm missing somebody, but that's actually a little bit more than I thought. Either way, I'll be right back with McQueen all opened up. So I just counted on the poster and there are 17. I don't know who I missed though. I really couldn't figure out which one I missed there. But hey, here he is out of the package looking great. And there he is in the, wait, no, that's right. He doesn't appear in anything whatsoever. We just have the diecast to go off of. I know, I love making jabs at the idea that these are all just conceived from Mattel's interns and consumer analysis team. Who knows who brewed this up, because it doesn't feel like it's coming from Disney nor Pixar, right? I mean, same thing with the GRCs as well. I just feel like the GRCs fit a little bit more in with the spirit of what Mattel's done in the past with Silver Neon Ice Carnival Carbon Racers. And then you get this, which is just so random. And I don't mind it. Like, I like a lot of the designs. I like the rally race stuff a lot. Again, my problem with it is just that it's taking up so much of the main line. Like 17 new releases sounds awesome. That sounds amazing. But when that is like 90% of the new releases in the main line, it's not good. You can't have that. Masha Elswrench and Jonathan Gearson being the only other 2 new releases in the entire year. 17 of 19 being Race and Rescue, where we don't even know where they come from. There's no book, there's no short. We've talked about this, guys. That is where I take issue with it. But again, we're going to try and get past that. I just have to mention that because this is like the inaugural Race and Rescue video. Like reviewing McQueen, that's just kind of like, even though it's not the first, like it just is. I probably will get the most views, and so I have to talk about that. But I'll try, like when we review Sarge and Adam Roadriguez and whatnot, we're not going to talk about my grievances with the Race and Rescue line as much, because I really do just want to review these diecasts based on their own merit. So let's dive in right here with Race and Rescue Lightning McQueen. I'd like to think of him as a fire captain, as unqualified as he really is. But what I do like about the series so far is the new expressions they're giving these characters. We already talked about that with a chick the other day. Brand new, awesome expression. And McQueen's expression here is quite different from what we're used to as well. I mean, we've gotten a lot of similar ones. I think the NASCAR one's a little similar, but the eyes are positioned a little bit differently. Let's inspect the logo here. Radiator Springs Race and Rescue. It's a really nice badge style logo. The checkerboard kind of at the bottom there. Again, radiator cap mountain being split into 2 R's. Really creative. I do like that a lot. You get the yellow bolts there on the side for McQueen and the 95. Red wheel in the front, yellow wheel in the back. We're going to see a lot of these mixed wheels. Now, Mater doesn't have it, and I don't think Red or Adam Roadriguez will. Probably a couple others that don't either. So it seems like more of the like real like rescue maintenance vehicles, a tow truck, fire truck, whatnot. They're going to just have those yellow wheels. But the racers for sure are going to have the mixed wheels, the yellow and the gray for Cruz, blue and the gray for Chick, red and the gray for McQueen, and then some of the rescue vehicles here like McQueen are going to have mixed wheels as well. And I like that. Very creative. And they did this with the carbon racers a little bit as well. So it kind of reminds me of that. I like the font that they're using here for the rescue text. And it's the same kind of font, I think, that they're using for the Rally Race 200 text. I think it might be a little thinner. Like Rally, the R there looks a little thinner, but pretty similar font. I like it. You just have the yellow bolts here that extends into the back and creates a big sea of yellow here, linking up with the spoiler. You have Race and Rescue there on the spoiler. And again, I don't know how much sense it makes to have your rescue vehicles say Race and Rescue. I don't know, guys. It kind of goes back to the Cars on the Road thing as well, where the like logo here on the road. I don't know. It feels a little too on the nose for me to like fit within a believable universe and the verisimilitude of it all. Again, I don't want to get into that, but Race and Rescue plastered all over your fire rescue vehicles. It just feels a bit off. But this is a diecast meant to be sold to consumers, many of which being younger ones, I think. I think that's what they're going for here. But as a collector, that is the perspective that I'm approaching this with. Hey, you got the Lightning McQueen signatures on the roof edges. You got the light bar there, which we'll revisit here soon because it is not the same as the Deputy McQueen version, which I'm a little surprised about and happy about. You get the logo back here again as well. I do like how they intertwined the yellow and then added those blue trims on either side. I think that actually looks really good. Some good color combos here. I do think it's a little awkward to have this patch of red. Like, it might have looked better. I'm not sure. It might have looked better, though, to just have this all being yellow and then change the Race and Rescue and 95 text to be red, to invert it. Just think that might look a little bit better. I don't know. It just seems like an awkward patch of red here amidst all the yellow. But, hey, no big deal there. I do really like this McQueen. It's not as good as the GRC McQueen, not as good as NASCAR McQueen, but it's a solid version for sure. It's got the holes in the base here on either side for Mater to tow him with, which they did make the Race and Rescue version of Mater with a working tow hook as well. It's going to fly under the radar because, you know, everyone's focused on Mater being, you know, this is a new paint job. He's got a new towing apparatus. Well, yeah, the towing hook actually tows. It actually works just like the Mater with the working tow hook that they came out with a couple years ago. So that's really cool. Made in Thailand. U10A means he was produced during the 10th week of 2025 at the A factory. So we're deep into the New Year's worth of production now, which is good to see. Good to see. We're clicking along, guys. Case V was the 8th case of the year in terms of singles, which means we only have, W, X, Y, and Z left. Pretty crazy how fast we've clicked through the year. I mean, Mattel's done a great job in terms of distribution this year. I will give them that. Target has done a great job of keeping up to date. Walmart's done a pretty good job as well. I mean, obviously they get the half cases in, which sucks. Again, what the hell are we doing? Not including Jonathan Gearson and other new releases in those half cases, but distribution's been really good. All right, now I do want to do a couple comparisons. I have this prototype that I showed you guys in my first look at the Race and Rescue video about a month and a half ago now. And so I wanted to see how different the final version is from the prototype. And for reference, this prototype was made during the 48th week of last year. So, you know, we know there's 52 weeks in the year, which means they're probably, they're about 14 weeks apart. And let's see if 14 weeks made any difference whatsoever in terms of production. I am not seeing anything so far. Sometimes there is, though. Like when I compare these coded prototypes to the final version, sometimes there are changes. I think we saw that maybe, was it with Acer? I think it maybe was with Acer. I think Lightning Ramon had some major differences. That was the probably most different I've ever seen. You also have this other fuel hole back here. I think that's for gas, right? I think, yeah, right, guys? It's a little fuel access point there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a nice detail. And you have the date stamp, the coding on the back there. Oh, it does look like they changed the windows. That's a difference, yeah. So you went from kind of the black tint to more of a gray tint. Actually, I'm pretty sure instead of... The better way to describe it would be this is like more transparent. You can actually kind of see the interior pieces in there from this angle. You just think it's black because you're looking into, you know, an interior piece. And then they made them opaque. Now, that does happen a lot. Like, if there is a change between the prototype and the real deal, a lot of the time it has to do with the window tinting and whatnot. So that's an interesting note there. Everything else, though, looks pretty much identical. Good stuff. And we're going to do the exact same with Mater when I review him. Maybe that video already came out. I'm not sure the order I'm going to release these. I think I'm doing Chick Hicks first. Between Mater and McQueen, though, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, this is a prototype for Mater here that we will compare to his final version as well. So yeah, like I said, You know, they just did Deputy McQueen a couple years ago. They did Deputy McQueen with Slime last year, very popular releases. And so, you know, hey, when they do this Fire Police version, you'd think that they would just reuse the same light bar, the same exact model, just repaint it. I have to give them credit. They did not do that. They came up with an entirely new light bar. Very unexpected, in my opinion, but I am very happy they did that because this, you know, alternative of repainting would have been very lazy. But yeah, you can see it fits the vibe more. I mean, this is a little bit more retro, in my opinion, a little bit more small town, sheriff, Stranger Things, Hopper type vibes, whereas this is definitely more of a modern, like fire in terms of, in the context of racing as well. The yellow tint there, really good. So I am appreciative of that. The models are different as well. Cool. Good stuff there. And I have some other fun comparisons for you guys here. Just, I mean, there isn't a great comp for Fire Rescue McQueen here, but there are some decent ones. You get GRC McQueen, so the, you know, main expanded universe McQueen from last year compared to the new one from this year. GRC McQueen takes the cake for me by a landslide. I think the design is so much more creative with the black and the blue and using the World Grand Prix model for McQueen, but hey. Let me know in the comments below, which of these do you prefer? I think a lot of people will actually say Fire and Rescue McQueen. I got the Cryptid Buster McQueen out here too, just because he's got some roof doodads, but really no comparison to be had there. Carnival Cup McQueen. Hell yeah, why not? He's got yellow on him, so I guess some similarities can be drawn. Fun fact, there are actually two variants of Carnival Cup McQueen, one with yellow wheels and one with more orangish wheels. NASCAR Lightning McQueen here as well, which there are also multiple variants of. Not even including the metallic version that they came out with last year. This was the version that was released in early 2022, along with Bubba Wheelhouse when they gave him these new silver wheels. Road Trip McQueen here. Now, if you guys are struggling to find this new Race and Rescue Lightning McQueen, fear not. He will eventually become quite the peg warmer, just like GRC McQueen did. Now, GRC McQueen never became the full peg warmer I anticipated him to be, just because Target never got in some of those cases that he was in, which, yeah, that's going to definitely, not make you a peg warmer. But I am pretty confident Target's going to load themselves up on these cases with Race and Rescue McQueen in it. So, yeah, I mean, there are 2 per case in case V. There are going to be more in future cases. So, don't be too worried, about finding this one if you're in the U.S. and have access to a Target store. Same thing with Chick. I think Chick will become pretty commonplace. And then Mater, after a couple cases, should be as well. Right now, though, Mater is going to be one of the rarest cars you could possibly look for, like Chet Boxcar. Although haulers are going to be in trouble, guys. I am going to make a formal prediction that haulers will probably go bye-bye in the next couple years, because the only way the haulers line survives as it is with, the Wally hauler, tie-in, the Marty hauler, all that stuff. But no one wants those for $27 or even more. I think, these price increases are out of hand right now at Walmart. The single price is fine, like $4.47, still cheaper than Target. Mini Racer 3-packs now more expensive than Target, but hey, that's a new line that they just got in, whatever. Don't really care about accessory 2-packs or color changers, like whatever. Haulers, though, going from like $18 to $27 is ludicrous. All right, that's a 50% increase, right? And as it stands, they weren't selling these Marty haulers, and sometimes not even the Max or Cardry Wongs, right? Okay, so the Chet Boxcar is still selling. And they probably would sell for $30, right? You could put a Gill or a Jerry recycled batteries out there for $30. People are going to buy them. Problem is, you can't just have cases fully consisting of Jerry recycled batteries and jet boxcars. You're going to have those boring ones, quote unquote, like Marty Haller in there, like Mac, Cardry Wong, and they're not going to sell for that price, and they're going to clog the pegs, and they already are, right? They already were at the low price of $18. Now they're really going to clog the pegs. So yeah, I mean, the Haller line is probably in some trouble here. And so yes, getting back to the topic of the video, here you have the rally race version of McQueen that we'll be seeing here soon. This is just a prototype of him that I showed earlier, but you could see yeah, I mean, it's kind of a copy paste, especially, you know, you look at the back here, the designs are very similar. I do like the rally race version a little bit more than the race and rescue version because, you know, I think it makes more sense for McQueen to be in like a racing paint job than a police paint job, but that's just me. One last comparison here. Factory custom police Lightning McQueen with another light bar. A little bit more of a boomerang looking one. But yeah, I just wanted to show this as well. Kind of a version of McQueen a lot of people forget about. But yeah, it's a fun little factory custom that it's over 10 years old now, I believe. Alright guys, let me know down in the comment section below of all of the race and rescue vehicles, including the rally race ones, who is your favorite? You know, you got your McQueen and your Mater here for race and rescue thus far. I got the prototypes of Rally Race, Cruz, and Lightning McQueen, and then Chick Hicks, who we just reviewed. So a good squad so far. Chick still, though, by far my favorite. I think he's phenomenal. Check out that video if you didn't see it. And I will see you guys soon for another video. Bye now.